Well, all praises to the Most High through Christ. So, so this is going to be uh, an additional to the first topic that I pointed out, which is also Matthew chapter 18. We need to have mercy on our brothers. And we need to share each other's burden, right? Everyone wants to, some brothers wants to keep the Sabbath day, but due to work and due to their families, they have to provide for them, right? That's why we have to not make their problems even more worse, right? That's why, for example, here in Matthew 18:28, let's read it. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, right? So this is the same as a brother, and he saw another brother who was not able to keep the Sabbath due to work, and he will then start to rebuke him instead of understanding him. He just emptily rebuked him, right? Continuing, which owed him 100 pence, and he laid hands on him and took him by the throat, saying, "Pay me that thou owest." This is the same as, hey, why are you not keeping the Sabbath, right? You're not keeping the Sabbath. We shouldn't be lording over someone just because they're able to keep the Sabbath for the meantime, right? That is not to say that a person will not keep the Sabbath. It is just that he has a plan to keep the Sabbath, right? That's why a good precept here is Galatians 6:2. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. So we already know that some brothers are struggling to keep the Sabbath due to work. We shouldn't we shouldn't give more burdens by harassing them or rebuking them, right? We need to have an understanding mind that for the meantime they are unable to keep the Sabbath due to work because some of their boss requires them to work on a Sabbath. Some of their boss some brothers want or need to work on a Saturday to meet their ends, right? To fulfill all their family's needs, right? Now, should they stop keeping the Sabbath in the future? Of course not. It's better to have a plan as well, right? Because I believe it's still a law.